The world is changing, power dynamics are shifting. For decades, the United States has been the dominant global superpower, but now a new player is emerging: China. This shift in power is one of the most significant geopolitical developments of our time. In this video, we will explore the changing roles of the US and China on the world stage. Join us as we analyze the decline of US dominance and the rise of China as a potential superpower. Throughout history, the rise and fall of great powers have shaped the destiny of nations. From the Roman Empire to the British Empire, each era has witnessed the emergence of dominant powers that shaped the global landscape. However, no empire lasts forever. The decline of empires can be attributed to internal weaknesses, external pressures, or a combination of both. The current power shift between the US and China is unfolding against this backdrop of historical precedent. The United States for decades has enjoyed a position of economic dominance. However, in recent years, cracks have begun to appear in this foundation of economic might. One of the most pressing challenges is the rise of income inequality. Furthermore, the US is grappling with a growing national debt. As the US grapples with these internal economic challenges, the global economic landscape is also undergoing a dramatic transformation. Maintaining a global military presence comes at a steep price. The United States, with its vast military apparatus and commitments around the world, has borne this burden for decades. However, the costs of this global military presence are becoming increasingly unsustainable. The rise of asymmetrical warfare, cyber warfare, and terrorism poses new challenges to traditional military superiority. As the US grapples with the costs and limitations of its global military presence, other powers, particularly China, are steadily increasing their military capabilities. Section 3. The limits of hard power. A new world order emerges. For decades, hard power, the ability to coerce through military or economic might, has been a defining feature of US foreign policy. However, the 21st century has revealed the limitations of this approach. China's economic rise has been nothing short of remarkable. It has become the world's second-largest economy and a major player in global trade and investment. This economic clout gives China significant leverage on the world stage, allowing it to exert influence without resorting to military force. A new world order is emerging, one where economic influence, diplomatic skill, and soft power will play an increasingly important role. Section 1. The erosion of trust, US foreign policy under scrutiny. Soft power, the ability to influence through attraction and persuasion, has long been a cornerstone of US global leadership. However, in recent years, the US has witnessed an erosion of its soft power, as its foreign policy decisions have come under increasing scrutiny and criticism on the world stage. The US-led wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, often seen as costly misadventures, have tarnished the image of the US as a benevolent superpower. This erosion of trust in US leadership has created a vacuum on the world stage, leaving space for other actors like China to advance their own narratives. Section 2. The waning appeal, American culture in a globalized world. American culture, with its emphasis on individualism, consumerism, and popular entertainment, has long held a powerful allure worldwide. However, in an increasingly globalized and interconnected world, the appeal of American culture is facing new challenges. The rise of social media and the internet has created a more diverse and fragmented media landscape, offering audiences a wider array of cultural products and perspectives. The US, while still a cultural powerhouse, can no longer take its global cultural dominance for granted. Section 3. The rise of alternatives, competing narratives, and influence. As the United States grapples with the decline of its soft power, China has been actively working to increase its own global influence through a multifaceted approach that combines economic statecraft, cultural diplomacy, and strategic communication. China's Belt and Road Initiative, a massive infrastructure project, is not just about building roads and bridges. It's also about building relationships and projecting influence. By investing in developing countries, China is positioning itself as a partner and benefactor, offering an alternative to the US-led world order. China's growing economic clout, its strategic investments in soft power initiatives, and its ability to offer alternative narratives in a changing world order pose a significant challenge to US global leadership. Section 1. The Dragon's Roar, China's military modernization. For decades, China adhered to Deng Xiaoping's dictum, hide your strength, bide your time. The focus was on economic development, with military modernization taking a backseat. However, as China's economic might grew, so did its military ambitions. Today, China's military is undergoing a rapid and comprehensive modernization program, transforming itself into a formidable force capable of projecting power far beyond its borders. China is now investing heavily in cutting-edge military technologies, including hypersonic missiles, stealth aircraft carriers, and advanced cyber warfare capabilities. This military buildup is not merely about catching up to the United States, it's about challenging US military dominance in key strategic areas. Section 2. Economic Muscle. From Workshop to Powerhouse. The story of China's rise is, at its core, a story of economic transformation. From a poor agrarian society just a few decades ago, China has emerged as the world's second-largest economy, a global manufacturing hub, and a leader in technological innovation. This economic miracle has been the foundation upon which China has built its growing geopolitical clout. China's economic influence extends far beyond its borders. It is now a major trading partner with most countries in the world, and a leading source of foreign direct investment. Section 3. Strategic expansion, securing resources and influence. China's growing economic and military might has enabled it to pursue a more assertive foreign policy, one that seeks to secure its interests, expand its influence, and reshape the global order in ways that are more favorable to its own vision. One of the most visible manifestations of China's strategic expansion is the Belt and Road Initiative, a massive infrastructure and investment program spanning across continents. By investing in infrastructure projects in developing countries, China is gaining access to new markets, securing vital resources, and building strategic partnerships that extend its influence. This strategic use of economic power is a key element of China's rise on the world stage. The country is also actively engaging in multilateral institutions, forging diplomatic alliances, and expanding its cultural and media presence worldwide. Section 1. The Power of Attraction, China's soft power offensive. As China's hard power grows, so too does its understanding of the importance of soft power in shaping global perceptions and achieving its strategic objectives. Recognizing that military and economic might alone are not enough to secure lasting influence, China is actively cultivating its soft power through a range of initiatives designed to enhance its image, promote its culture, and build relationships worldwide. This newfound emphasis on soft power is evident in the significant resources China is pouring into cultural diplomacy, international broadcasting, language promotion, and educational exchanges. China's soft power push is not without its critics, who view it as a form of propaganda aimed at whitewashing its human rights record and expanding its authoritarian influence. Section 2. Winning hearts and minds, culture, education, and people-to-people diplomacy. Central to China's soft power strategy is the promotion of its culture and values as a way to build bridges with other nations and foster a sense of goodwill. Confucius Institutes, established by the Chinese government at universities and schools worldwide, play a key role in this cultural diplomacy effort. These institutes offer language courses, cultural programs, and academic exchanges, providing a platform for people-to-people engagement and promoting a better understanding of China. Beyond Confucius Institutes, China is also actively promoting educational exchanges, offering scholarships for foreign students to study in China and encouraging collaboration between Chinese and foreign universities. Section 3. A New Narrative. Challenging Western discourse and promoting Chinese values. China's soft power push is about shaping the narrative on its rise and challenging Western discourse on democracy, human rights, and global governance. China presents its development model as a viable alternative to Western liberalism, especially in developing countries. This narrative emphasizes state-led capitalism, social stability, and national sovereignty. China argues its model, rooted in its historical and cultural context, suits developing countries better than Western democracy. China invests heavily in state-run media to amplify this narrative globally. Outlets like CGTN and Xinhua offer a counterpoint to Western media, portraying China's policies positively. China's efforts extend to cyberspace, promoting platforms like WeChat and Weibo. This digital diplomacy aims to control information flow and promote a China-centric worldview. While China's ability to displace Western discourse is uncertain, its alternative narrative is gaining traction. A multipolar world in the making, navigating uncertainty and opportunity. The shifting power dynamics between the United States and China are reshaping the geopolitical landscape. This transition presents opportunities for new alliances and approaches to global governance. The days of unipolarity with the United States as the sole superpower are fading. China's rise is challenging the existing global order. This diffusion of power leads to a more complex geopolitical environment. This multipolar world presents both challenges and opportunities. It increases the potential for miscalculation and conflict. The absence of a clear hegemon can lead to instability, but it also creates opportunities for greater cooperation. Countries must find common ground to address shared challenges. This shift could lead to a more balanced and equitable global order. The fault lines of power competition, cooperation, and the risk of conflict. The United States and China, despite their rivalry, are also bound together by a complex web of economic interdependence. The two countries are each other's largest trading partners, and their economies are deeply intertwined. This economic interdependence creates both incentives for cooperation and potential flashpoints for conflict. On the economic front, the United States and China are engaged in a delicate balancing act. They compete fiercely for markets, resources, and technological dominance, yet they also rely on each other for trade and investment. Managing this economic relationship is crucial for both countries and for the health of the global economy. Beyond economics, the United States and China are also vying for influence in key strategic regions, leading to potential geopolitical friction. The South China Sea, the Taiwan Strait, and the Korean Peninsula are all potential flashpoints where miscalculation or miscommunication could escalate into conflict. The challenge for both the United States and China is to manage their rivalry responsibly, avoiding actions that could lead to a catastrophic conflict. This requires open lines of communication, a willingness to compromise on areas of disagreement, and a recognition of each other's core interests. The stakes are high, not just for the United States and China, but for the entire world. The future of global order towards a more balanced and inclusive system. The world is at a crossroads. The old order, characterized by United States dominance, is giving way to a more multipolar system. This transition is fraught with uncertainty and risk, but it also presents an opportunity to build a more just, equitable, and sustainable global order. This new order must be based on the principles of multilateralism, cooperation, and mutual respect. No single nation, no matter how powerful, can solve the world's problems alone. Addressing global challenges like climate change, pandemics, and economic inequality requires collective action and a shared sense of responsibility. China, as a rising power, has a crucial role to play in shaping this new order. It must embrace its responsibilities as a global stakeholder, upholding international norms, respecting the sovereignty of other nations, and contributing to the peaceful resolution of disputes. The United States, while adapting to a less dominant role, remains a vital player on the world stage. It must continue to champion the values of democracy, human rights, and the rule of law, while also embracing the need for greater cooperation and partnership in a multipolar world. The future of global order depends on the ability of nations, both large and small, to work together to build a more peaceful, prosperous, and sustainable future for all. The unfolding future challenges and opportunities in a shifting world order. The global power balance is shifting, with the US facing challenges to its dominance and China emerging as a potential superpower. This transformation presents both opportunities and challenges for the international community. The world is now defined by a complex interplay of actors, interests, and influences. The decline of US power has created a vacuum that China is actively seeking to fill. China's economic and military rise is reshaping the geopolitical landscape. This shift presents both risks and rewards for global stability. The US and China are locked in a complex interdependence that necessitates cooperation. The challenge is to manage this relationship responsibly, avoiding conflict while seeking common ground. The future of global order hinges on the choices made by nations large and small. The transition to a multipolar world demands a renewed commitment to multilateralism and diplomacy. Global challenges like climate change and pandemics require collective action. The world is watching to see if this power shift will lead to cooperation or conflict. What role will you play in shaping the future? Share your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more insightful analyses of global affairs.